moment is gone.
Moment's gone. All right, we're done. We're done. It's fine. Welcome to Frolic Harder, and welcome to Stone Cold Abraham Lincoln. Wah, wah, wah. My stuff. Where's all my stuff?
How are you not prepared?
I don't know. Episode what? We're on 20.
Enough. 20-something? Yeah.
It's like 4:25. I don't remember.
Yeah. Enough
Maybe
where we should be
20
better
I
at
don't
this by now.
We should be way better at this by
But
now.
we're not. We're the worst.
We're getting there.
John's the least worst.
That's just because I'm dealing with it all the time.
It's because you're the best is what I'm saying.
No, you guys make the content. I just put it out there.
You do all the legwork.
All right, just don't take compliments. It's fine. Whatever.
Nah, I do appreciate it.
You two trying to fuck each other real bad this episode.
It's that deep voice, man.
Yeah.
Tell something nice to John so he can just like clip out you telling him like a sweet something for bed.
Yep.
John, you are just the absolute best.
I'm going to play that in front of my wife.
Day, all day. That's how I get to sleep at night.
I love this.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Oh, hold on. I forgot introductions. My name is Matt. I'm joined by my vice president and co-host, Brennan.
Hello.
And as always, our chief of staff, Producer Moo.
Hello.
I see what you did there.
Just keeping it, real presidential.
Keeping it presidential? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So before we dive like super into this, Abraham Lincoln, we all are aware of him.
Yeah.
He was a guy.
What's your guys' like kind of general knowledge on old Abe?
I mean,
there was like a proclamation of emancipation.
Something like that.
It was emancipation.
He got capped in a theater.
He did.
True. He was wicked tall.
All the general knowledge.
Right.
Your standards.
Yeah, the stuff they teach you at school.
Yeah.
You know what they don't teach us at school?
What I'm about to share.
That's right.
So I found myself, as one does, perusing the great website Reddit. Love Reddit.
Oh, yeah. Fine website.
One of my favorite subreddits is Today I Learned.
Oh, it's a good one.
So, it is. So the last week I learned that Abe Lincoln was a badass wrestler.
Really?
It's so good. Well, he was like 6.5 feet tall too, right? So he's probably just
massive man.
He was
massive man.
Lanky too. He wasn't like thick, like
So on
like
this
a 200-pound 7-footer.
Yeah, on this Today I Learned, it pointed us to a link at an article on allthatisinteresting.com.
That sounds like a lovely website too.
Yeah, I think it is. I'll check it out later. Someone check it out for us. Mm-hmm. So, in 1992, President Abe Lincoln, well, not president anymore, but 92, was actually inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. One, I didn't know that existed. Two, I imagine you have to be very good at wrestling to go into something like that.
Is this like Greco-Roman wrestling type?
Standard, yeah, you're Olympic style wrestling.
Okay,
so not like chairs and tables. And
man, that's what I was hoping for. Like, let's have the presidential just smackdown in the ring. Come on,
yeah.
So not from the top ropes.
Okay, so it's not like backyard wrestling, like 1800 or what 1700.
His special move would be the Emancipation Proclamation,
right? Yes,
his signature move.
So he had a 12-year career, like wrestling. They refer to it as a career, but this guy's just out there wrestling for 12 years. And over this 12-year career, the man lost one time.
Wow, that's incredible.
One recorded defeat in 12 years of wrestling.
That's amazing.
How old was he when he did this?
He was like in his 20s, it said. Like, is when he was kind of really getting into it. In his prime.
So this was like his first real gig.
Yeah, he was like a shop boy at the local grocery store, and he just wrestled people.
It's just like your average Joe with a fight club.
Man, life was different back then. Super.
Yeah, so his early 20s, he's a shopkeeper, like I said, in his hometown of New Salem, Illinois. And he's just building up a reputation as a badass. And so much so, in fact, that his little town actually had a gang of bullies. I'll get back to them.
That roaming gang of bullies that everybody had back in that era.
Yeah, your ruffians.
Yeah.
So the townsfolk wanted him to handle these local ruffians. But before he does all that, before he even deals with the bully, he's already wrestled some 300 people by then.
Jeez.
He's a worker.
Yeah,
You gotta be like wrestling like at least a few times a week. Like,
right.
To get to that number.
This dude is insane.
Geez.
No wonder he was president.
Right?
He's wrestled 300 people.
Yeah.
He's gone on. He won the Sagamon, I'll probably said that wrong, County Wrestling Championship. So he's a champion.
Yeah. Is that like
kind of like
gloves?
I'm just picturing Abraham Lincoln with like a big, huge wrestling belt, like the championship belt.
It's essentially, that's all I can.
That's what I'm thinking. Or
that's
like
all I have.
Like a Golden Gloves, but for wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's out there. He's wrestling like every day. He's just destroying people. And on top of that, he's also cutting just fire promos. Just like your Stone Colds, your Rocks, your CM Punks. So after he just beat the shit out of some dude, you remember Gladiator, the scene where he does the "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah, just standing up like this, looking at the crowd. Yeah.
Lincoln pretty much invented that. He beats this guy down. He turns to the crowd, and I quote, he says, "I'm the big buck of this lick. If any of you want to try it, come on and wet your horns."
That's such an Abraham Lincoln era thing to say. Like,
yeah,
you almost need a translator to put that into like modern era English.
That just means I'm badass. Like,
but he took 6 minutes to get there. He could have just said, "I'm badass."
I just, he likes words.
They just played on hard mode back then.
Big word fan.
Yeah, he's a huge word fan. He likes big essays and stuff.
It's fair.
So getting back to this town bully, his name was Jack Armstrong, and he was the leader of the
Wait. There's a guy named Jack Armstrong. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. We're burying the lead here. Okay, there's a guy named Jack Armstrong. So okay, it took us how long to get to the real story here? I want to do something on that guy.
Well, because look, like, this is all, they mention like his little wrestling. They don't like get into any of the match details really until old Jack Armstrong here. This is like the most like.
How did you bury that so far? It's a hilarious name.
Because it's like the whole basis of this report. Like, there's not a ton on any other matches, or there's his fire
Jack
promo
Armstrong.
that we saw. Jack Armstrong.
Man,
everyone just knows of this Jack Armstrong guy. So clearly, this guy.
That's the dude.
I don't know. Must have been doing something right.
Yeah.
But he's the leader of the Clary's Grove Boys. So I don't know. I just imagine this is Biff Tannen and his squad.
Yeah, it's just Biff. That's it.
Been the same for like ever. Just
with their horse-drawn carriages and
manure,
just everywhere.
The boys
everywhere.
McFly.
So the Clary's Grove Boys, they're sort of they had a calling card, kind of like they had a calling card, and their thing was
they leave the dead presidents on your doorstep.
Like that.
Yeah.
They would take people, put them into wooden barrels, nail the barrel shut, and then they would push you down a hill.
I was like, Niagara Falls?
That's a calling card?
That's their thing. That's what they like to do to any of the newbies in town, I guess.
I just don't understand.
Man.
There wasn't a lot to do back then.
No, just rolling people down hills and nailed shut barrels.
There's a lot to
Look,
do nowadays, and
I've
I
heard-
imagine people would do that given the opportunity.
I've heard stories about some 20 years ago. People used to buy toilet paper and just throw it in trees. Can you imagine?
And then leave dead
I
presidents
could
behind.
never picture a world about 20 years ago where some people that may have looked just like us would do that. Never.
They were like 20 years younger.
Man.
Ruffians.
Yeah. That's
Crazy.
wild, man.
If only they had foresight and saved all that toilet paper.
Of the
They could've
great
made
toilet paper
huge
shortage
profit.
of 2020. Yeah.
Could have made millions.
Toilet paper cartel.
That's true.
God,
That's
we would
like
have been like Pablo
like-
Escobar of
Of toilet paper.
should have saved my.
Just
Pokemon
throwing duffel
card.
bags of toilet paper out of a
Should've saved
plane.
Toilet paper.
John would have definitely been our runner, just like you loading up his pickup truck, the Rhino,
Oh, yeah.
with toilet paper and just making drops.
Yeah. That's it, dude.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Upcharge for
Anyway.
Charmin.
Jack Armstrong. Lincoln's coming for him finally. He agrees to fight him fair. A nice one-on-one fight. So as it's recalled, they kind of just, they're just circling each other for a while. It's pretty much WWE style. They're circling for a while, start grappling some.
This is what
Eventually, yeah. Eventually, Lincoln is getting the upper hand and is just beating this dude down. So Jack decides, I'm going to trip this big motherfucker.
Fair.
Yeah, you fall hard.
Don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that to Abe. This causes Abe to hulk up.
Uh-oh.
He's hulking up.
Beard just
You know
grew
Hulk
longer, hulked out.
Beard longer. He's hulking up. He's doing this thing. He's just pointing to the crowd.
Oh, no.
And he proceeds to grab Jack by the neck, lift him up. And it said he just shook him like a rag doll.
Like a little puppy.
Just
Man, that is...
we got to
Messed up.
choke slam him.
Scruff of the neck and just... Well, Abe was so huge, dude. How big is this Armstrong guy?
They don't say exactly. I can imagine he's like,
Probably big
I don't know,
enough.
he
got
couldn't
one
have been
really
like-
strong arm, though.
Yeah, we know that for sure. The forearm strength, incredible. But we don't know if... Yeah, he probably wasn't as tall as... He definitely wasn't as tall as Lincoln.
No.
No way.
No, so, the rest of the little Clary's Grove boys, they don't like this too much. So they start moving in.
Standard.
Lincoln doesn't care. He calls them all out and says, I'll fight each one of you, one-on-one, after I just destroy this guy. So old Jack calls his boys off, declares Lincoln the winner, and that's like his most famous wrestling bout.
That's
I mean, you picked a guy up by his neck and shook him like a rag doll. Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Goddamn right, it's badass.
Yeah, what are you going to do about that?
But what's up?
that's such some of the things our previous presidents have done is very interesting.
It's very interesting.
Man, Lincoln was a savage.
This really got me thinking, though. We've had some pretty badass presidents.
Yeah.
What if we decided to bring back Frolic Harder Fighting #2?
Yes.
And we're gonna pit some presidents together in a little tournament here.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like this.
Ready.
Fuck are you doing, Producer Moo? You look so unenthused.
Yes.
I'm bringing back.
Yes.
I'm just looking up stuff.
this.
Just looking up stuff. You don't even. Where's my sound effects? Wah wah wah.
There's too many
They're broken.
buttons, and then you're gonna
Wow.
put them in anyway. So yeah, they are usually broken. Yeah, I can't even hear it.
Why can't you hear that?
Was that the air horn or the gobble gobble?
That was
the.
This is the gobble
air
gobble.
horn
gobble
and then
gobble.
gobble gobble.
Bruh.
See, that one works. It's the
Bruh.
ones over like a second.
Yep.
Fucking hate this.
I don't understand why you can't hear that.
Like I said,
I don't
dude,
know.
we're just not good enough at this.
This is good content, though.
This is good stuff.
Yeah. Do all of our tech support in chat.
It's fine.
Yeah, let's just do.
Anyway.
Yeah, we need an IT department.
True.
All right, let's have some presidents fight each other.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we
Which
just
president?
went over all that story. Abe Lincoln is the champ, so he doesn't have to fight anyone until the finals.
He's
You got to earn.
automatically in the
He's on it.
championship.
He's there. You got to earn
He had
your
about a
spot.
week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So in our first matchup, our first quarterfinal, let me tell you who we got. We have George Washington,
Nice.
a member of the class of 1992 National Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's also in there.
What?
Yep.
Is that like a presidential thing?
No, not all of them. A couple of them.
It's just a
I found them all.
badass thing.
Yeah. So George came in at a height of 6'2", weighing 210 pounds. He was the first president of the United States, as we know. Nickname, father of his country. He's everyone's daddy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say nickname is Daddy.
His nickname is
That's
Daddy. He was a skilled grappler, and he mastered the British collar and elbow style.
Ooh,
So I looked this up a
fancy.
little. It looks like real close quarters grappling. I think it's you usually wear like a nice cardigan sweater when you're doing it.
Oh yeah.
So I guess you got something nice to grip onto. That's George. He's going to be taking on William Howard Taft,
Ooh.
who is a member of the 1997 National Wrestling Hall of Fame, coming in at a height of 6 foot, weighing 332 pounds, which would make him the heaviest president in U.S. history.
Wait,
That's
was
a
he
lot
the
of
one that
beef.
got stuck in the bathtub?
That is a
No.
rumor, yeah.
Oh, okay. Ha.
Yeah, that is one of the like kind of myths that goes on about. There was the bathtub that got stuck in there.
He's a big boy.
Oh yeah, he is a chunky boy.
Gotta imagine stuff wasn't built for chonky boys like that back then.
Oh man, but obesity's been running in America for a long
Right?
time.
Right.
It's a it's a national pastime, much like baseball or guns, I guess.
That's right.
Fine. Yeah.
It's ingrained.
So he was the 27th president of the United States. His nickname was Big Will.
Make
Of course
fitting.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
makes sense.
And he was actually Yale's first intramural heavyweight wrestling champion.
So he's a wrestler too. Okay.
He was a wrestler as well. I believe
see,
it was also that sort of collar and elbow grappling style thing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk this one through, but as we all said, Olympic style Greco-Roman wrestling is kind of boring.
Yeah.
So we're going by WWE rules.
Yes.
What are those? What does that even mean?
We're going to go the standard WWE match. So tables and chairs are not officially permitted, but sometimes
They're still
as Brennan noted, the ref will get run into and
He'll be distracted.
yeah.
I won't notice certain things like a table.
Maybe a vice president comes up and distracts the ref
Yeah.
and a chair shot happens. So George Washington, William Howard Taft. Let's figure this one out. Who's going on?
Man, so George Washington comes off as one of those guys where if he's surrounded, like he's just completely surrounded. He was like a really smart strategy kind of guy with the war and everything, right? So he really had a lot of eyes open all around him. So he was aware of his surroundings. I feel like he's the one where it's like I'm not stuck in here with you, you're all stuck in here with me. And I think he takes that same attitude to Big Will. But Big Will's built like a walrus. So I mean
Yeah, these are like almost like what, like 100-pound weight differences.
Yeah, it's about a
like,
100-pound weight difference.
but they're like the same height, so their reach is gonna be relatively the same. So this is literally like Andre the Giant. No, because he's not that big. He's that heavy though. So you got
He's
like the
you remember Viscera?
no.
He was He's a big guy. He wore like a black trench coat, like rubber trench coat.
I don't know.
Oh, we're gonna put a picture of him in.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
have to check that one out. But no, I don't remember that. But I'm just thinking because I'm like 6'2" and I'm about 230, and at my heaviest I was like 250, and that still
Add
wasn't that
another like 80 pounds onto that.
that wasn't that big. And if it's muscle though, that's kind of scary. Because if he are we talking about like when they're president or
This is
when
what the
they're
president. Yeah.
ooh then
Hmm.
Washington.
You want
Washington
Washington?
Washington was still like super in his like not in his prime per se, but he's coming off of a big war. He's getting old though.
Yeah, but I also feel like Washington is that guy that's going to
That's
wait for the ref to be distracted and then crack Big Will over the head with a chair. And then throw the chair off to the side and be like, What
true.
chair? What chair?"
Yeah,
Resourceful. He's
Yeah,
resourceful.
he's resourceful. So, I
he's
don't know.
smaller too, so he could be squirrely. He could do a little bit off the rope stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I guess at that over 300 range, you're not going to be as mobile. And he's old.
Yeah.
He's definitely a lot older when he was in office, or not older,
It's
but
just two old men fighting.
It's really just geriatric wars. So,
yeah. Except one weighs 300 pounds, probably about at least 100 pounds overweight.
yeah. This is a tough
Uh,
one. What do you think, Matt? What's your take on this?
I really wanted to go with Taft just to, you know, he's a big
He's-
man.
It's
He's
the
big
fun,
Will.
It's the funny win, right?
I
But
can see.
I
He's
see.
got to catch him. He's got to
I
catch
see
him.
He's going to
Washington.
catch him first.
But
Yeah, it's true. Like say like he's got like that like crazy haymaker, just that one special move.
yeah,
Like he does a belly bounce or
he
something.
gets it. Yeah, one top rope, like splash, and it's over.
It's over. I
He's
mean,
got
the
to. He's
dude's
got to get to that.
That's true.
George's career is done at that point.
Think
Yeah.
about the power like behind the throws that he would have. Like being able to throw George into the ropes and then like clotheslining him. Like he wouldn't like Taft
That's
wouldn't
true.
move at all. He would be like a
Now I'm
freaking
being
wall.
swayed. See,
Right?
I was gonna go George. Now I'm going back.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, that is a good point though. I agree. I mean,
But
the
see-
clothesline that this dude could lay on George is not something that George could do to him.
No, not at all. Now. But
What
you
you
like
got?
you I'm kind of still with Brennan on the Washington playing dirty
He's
at this
scrappy.
point
He's
He
scrappy.
is.
because so he gets clothesline,
This is a very evenly matched match.
but he wouldn't be down on the first clothesline. He'd have to have at least two before.
No,
he
yeah.
before he
Because
get, like,
he's Captain
completely out.
America, and he'll get up and be like, "I can do this all day."
Yeah, he can't.
He really can.
He can't be like brought down. So then, yeah, and then say he accidentally.
Because we're thinking of power moves only. We got to remember the fisticuffs and the kicks.
Yeah,
what
what if he reverses the throw into the ropes? He accidentally gets thrown out of the ring. And something, maybe like Abe or somebody like comes running out and distracts the ref or some shit. Somehow a chair gets in the
Yeah.
ring.
Somehow a chair is
it'd be like
involved.
Thomas Jefferson.
I
Thomas
don't know
Jefferson
how.
would come out
Yeah, like
with a
somebody
chair.
on Washington's side somehow in his kayfabe, whatever.
Oh, look at you.
His K-Fed. His K-Fed.
Yeah, his K-Fed, trying to do the right one, but yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Comes out, distracts the ref, right? Maybe like just slaps up fucking Big Willie for a bit.
Just
throws a little,
slaps up Big Willie.
couple little chest slaps while
Some chops.
Washington's just down there kind of just wrestling around. He's probably doing like I'm hurt, but the refs can't.
Yeah,
catching a break.
Well,
Catching
the
a break.
that's all
the
this-
refs trying to save
that's
Big
it.
Willie from being assaulted, so nobody's fucking tending Washington while he's doing shenanigans.
Well, he's sneaking off and grabbing his chair.
The
Next-
brass nuts. His brass nuts.
Yeah, next thing you
Mhm.
know, I'm pretty sure his back's turned. Big Willie takes knuckles, chair, table, something to the head, and I would say he's out at that point. Probably.
I think
If
we're
we're
all.
Yeah,
I think we're
we're going
convinced.
dirty Washington.
It's the cunning. Washington's a heel.
It's the.
That's
Sometimes
so
the heel
fits, dude.
wins.
I like that.
That's true.
I think yeah.
All right. Washington moves on.
He's
Oh, what's that? Get out of here.
What happened?
I don't know.
I think Matt or somebody's trying to share a window.
There you go. Washington moves on. Okay.
Yeah, he's still
Congrats,
number one.
George.
Number one president. Do-do-do.
All right, here's our next matchup. In our quarterfinal, we have Theodore Teddy Roosevelt, a member of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 1993.
I feel like I knew that one. He's one of those presidents I feel like I've heard about his wrestling in the past.
Teddy. Come on. Come on.
Come on, man.
Coming in at a height of 5'10", weighing 237 pounds, put him in the top 10 of heaviest presidents. He's the 26th president of the United States, so right before Taft. Nickname, the Lion. Oh, that was another lion.
That's not a lion. Wait a minute.
So
Here's our dinosaur growl.
So old Teddy here regularly wrestled just for funsies exercise down at like his local gyms. And he did this all the way through his time as governor of New York.
Governor.
He was also the first president to ride in an automobile, the first president to submerge in a submarine, and the first president to visit a foreign country. Also, founding member of the Rough Riders. So without him, there's no DMX.
Yeah,
That's true.
Teddy might be. I don't.
How did no?
Isn't there
president...
like? Didn't he fight a bear or something at one point? Like, there's some crazy myths about Teddy and his
Like getting shot during a speech and then just finishing.
Yeah, well, and he was in like crazy battles with the Rough Riders. Like,
But
Teddy's
like, how did it take this long for one president to like go to Canada? Right?
That's
I
what
mean,
yeah.
I'm
mean,
sitting
Canada
here like, wait,
wasn't,
he was
like-
the first president to visit a foreign country? Like, there had been no presidents prior to him to go to Canada or to go to Mexico?
Well, I wonder
They're
how
right
well-
there.
I wonder
You
how,
could reach
like,
over and
built
touch
up
them.
Canada
I
was
know.
at that point. Yeah, but like maybe Canada was just like a bunch of like small little towns and no president. has
It's
reason to
huge.
Yeah,
It's
do you know how
huge.
much of Canada isn't populated? Like 90% of it, if not more.
No reason to go there. Really.
That's now. That's not even back then. Back then, it was probably even less.
I mean,
But
they
I don't
probably
know.
still had poutine.
God, I hope they did.
Dude, yeah.
I know, right? If not, they
Like,
were missing out way back then.
Late 1800s poutine sounds pretty bomb. 1900s, yeah.
Poutine is so good.
It really is.
Oh yeah. There's
Okay,
no
anyway.
like processed stuff in that.
Okay. I was
Sitting here all
put me in
drooling
a
about
trance.
poutine. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Teddy and who's he fighting?
But seriously, like some duck confit, just
Yeah.
shredded in that
Oh,
nice
yeah,
rich
just
gravy.
the gravy and everything, and the potatoes.
Fuck.
Just the best cheese curds that are melted in there. Oh,
Just
man.
extra squeaky.
Oh, that's the only way.
Get out of here with that.
This is
I
so
loved
good.
like we went to a little shop in Quebec, and just all they had was poutine on the menu. I'm pretty sure. So it
Sounds
was like
right.
15 different poutines. So they have like your generic like the American style one. So of course we had to try like the Philly cheesesteak poutine. Fuck
Of
me
course.
up, my guy.
That good, huh?
It's so
That good.
That sounds
Man,
pretty.
that sounds
yeah.
really good right now. Yeah, that's
It was amazing. When it's like
Canada
Well-
did America proud.
when it's like 20 degrees outside, like you don't want a salad.
No.
You want poutine.
Poutine
want
is like
poutine.
a salad.
It's
You got your
just
veggies,
a-
your cheese. He's not wrong. You got
it's
your
a French
dressing.
fry salad.
What's the definition of a salad?
I don't know.
All right.
Look at your producer Moo. What is the definition of a salad?
It's cold dish, various mixtures of raw.
Yeah, it's not a
Sad
salad.
dish.
I don't want cold
Yep,
poutine.
already. No.
Yeah,
It's an
Cold poutine.
anti-salad.
Get that corn
it
out
is
of my
the
face.
anti-salad.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go.
That's a soft taco.
Yeah, it's a soft taco.
Alrighty.
All right, we got us back on track.
Yeah.
poutine.
So we
Okay,
who
Teddy.
Teddy Rough
Teddy
Riding
is
Theodore,
yeah. So we got Teddy.
who is like a certified, like he's like a his whole like history is actually like recorded for the most part. So he's like one of those like
Yeah.
modern certified badasses.
Yes.
So we
So-
know his shit. Washington, like we know a lot about Washington and his stuff, but it was still far enough back to where something are they're a lot murkier.
Yeah.
Or I don't know
So
who he's
against
fighting though
Teddy,
yet.
this one, our first non-wrestler Hall of Famer. But I selected George
John
H.
Cena.
W. Bush.
George H.
Okay.
George
W.
Jefferson.
Was he
So
was
George
he-
H. W.
Yeah.
Man was 6'2", coming in 190 pounds. The 41st president of these United States, aka Papa Bush. That's a great nickname,
It really is, though.
Papa Bush.
Yeah.
So he was actually one of the youngest naval pilots of all time. Flew in a ton of combat missions. He once got shot down, rescued by a submarine, and instead of resting, went back out to help his boys.
Crazy.
He was also, while at Yale, the captain and second baseman of their baseball team, led the team to back-to-back College World Series appearances, which were actually, if I read correctly, the first 2 College World Series ever.
Huh, I didn't realize it was that new, I guess, as far as baseball's concerned.
Yeah. And I don't know when he started. I didn't find. But all through his old age, even when his health started to decline, man went skydiving every single year. He's a thrill seeker. He's the Jeff Hardy of presidents.
Yeah, he was a pilot and stuff, so he's been jumping out of
Yeah, so
planes
he loved
like at least yearly for a long time.
So that's H-Dub. You got Teddy?
He sounds a lot
Papa
more
Bush?
badass than I ever thought he was.
That's, yeah.
Right? I didn't like any of this stuff.
Didn't see that coming.
So we got the Lion versus Big Papa Bush.
Okay. Teddy's gonna fuck
You're
him
thinking
up.
of Scott. You're thinking of
Yeah,
America.
Teddy's
Steiner
going
kissing
to
the-
mess him up. I think that this is maybe
I'm
maybe
really
HW
impressed
is
with-
going to get some. Maybe
I'm
he gets
impressed
some
with his
hits.
credentials. Like I didn't know any of that about him, and that's very impressive. And maybe against like Washington, and definitely.
Maybe
This is one of those
because
poor
his-
matchup things.
I
think
think
it's
this
a
is
poor
a 7
matchup.
seed versus like a 2 seed coming up here. This is
Okay.
It feels a little overwhelming, but to give him the benefit of the doubt, this is a guy that's not afraid to climb up into the rafters of the building and come flying down.
I mean, think of
That
the
was my thought.
think of the
Right?
crazy like air stuff he'll like air back
Like
aerial stuff he'll be doing.
maybe he does
Yeah.
lose, but he's definitely putting
going
Teddy's
He's
on
out.
the
putting on a
table.
show.
This is tables, ladders, and chairs match here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that.
This is
We got to switch. This is a stipulation match. This is now a table, ladders, and chairs match. This is
So-
hard. This is extreme. This is prime. Your
How do
Hardy
they win that
Boys.
match? Is this? Do they have to get to the top of the ladder, or is this?
You have to grab
strictly-
something from the top of the ladder.
Okay,
But you have
you can
all
use
the
all
tables
the
and chairs at your discretion.
Okay, Teddy's still gonna win, but it makes it more interesting.
I think
Wait,
so as well.
I don't think you can bring Teddy down. That's the issue. Is the dude's a tank? Like the dude,
He's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
there's no you don't get legends in the modern, like relatively modern age about you fighting bears and doing crazy stuff and being built like a tank without it. There's being some real some good stuff about that.
He's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he really
that
is.
sounds right. He's just he would be such a mess.
And HW's Manny Pacquiao.
Basically,
So, I mean,
if I had a choice between fucking with either of the two, I would choose George every time. Like
100%.
So because George could hit him with the He could throw him through the tables. He could literally have like so many tables and just put him through every one. He could stack the tables
So
and
he's gonna put on the
fly
greatest
him
show
up.
we've ever seen.
Yeah,
He's
like
gonna
he
put
could.
on a show.
It's like think of it, like he'd stack a couple tables. He'd somehow get Teddy to come up on the ladder with him. He'd throw Teddy through the ladder. Then he would soar like an eagle through the
Oh,
air.
this is
Oh
beautiful.
my god,
And just
this is
like
really nice.
This is
right,
beautiful.
John, this is your finest moment.
but
Sign me
Teddy,
up for this right now.
yeah. But then there's
Producer
Teddy,
Moo's
dude.
on one.
Teddy just kind of like I'm just picturing this dude like he's just like coming up the ladder and just gets thrown. He's just like it just like falls back, right? And he's just looking at this soaring eagle coming down at him, and then he pulls out like a knife or something and just I don't even know
He sees
because
this soaring eagle come down.
it's just Teddy, dude. Or like Teddy could do the roll away. He's just gonna see everything in slow motion. Nah, I'll even let him put that smackdown on. He'll do the people's elbow straight to Teddy's face, right?
He's just using all the special moves.
Teddy's just laughing the whole time, right? He's just ha ha ha. Just breathing it in, dude. Like I don't think there's any stopping them. So next thing you know, Teddy just rolls over, just probably puts him in a
I love
headlock, and
I don't know why I just noticed this too. Producer Moo's shirt is amazing.
there you go.
Sorry, I have plans with my couch.
Yes, but I showed up here. My couch is right there, and it
Oh.
misses me.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah,
This man
Even-
went from so unenthused to just like the performance
Just
of a
taking the
lifetime.
lead. Just taking the
well,
lead, man.
I was pulling up reference material when I was being unenthused, so that I could be enthused. But I'm still
You got
picturing
there.
this fight. So we're flying eagle, all right. We're not gonna pull out the knife. We'll play with fair rules, even though I bet Teddy still has a knife on him somewhere.
Oh, you know he
because
has a knife in his boot.
You know this, yeah.
he's not even wearing boots. The dude would be naked. He still has a knife somewhere.
Why is he naked all of a sudden? Why doesn't he have combat boots on? Maybe he's got combat boots on and nothing else.
You got to look up the weird stuff
Socks.
Teddy Roosevelt apparently did when he was coming up, because that dude would definitely be fighting Greco-Roman style WWE rules.
Lubed up,
He'd be ready to
old
go.
school style.
It's all greased up.
Yeah, but so he gets people elbow to the face, laughs it off. They get up, of course, because Teddy's just like shakes it off, dude. He's not even gonna get a count, right? George is
Not
just,
even a one count.
no.
you're
George can't
just
even
writing
let,
the script.
no, because dude, think about it. Teddy probably could just throw George around. He's probably just toying with George this whole time. Like I think George could do stuff, but I think it's only on Teddy's say, right? So it's standard wrestling, right? Teddy, we know Teddy's going to win from the start, but George puts on a hell of a show, and that's pretty much it. I see
Well done.
Teddy's. I don't know exactly when the tides turn, but I don't see it. I see it being a long match, nice, good, long. Like I can see it being a pay-per-view, easy peasy, right?
It's beautiful.
And yeah,
Real nice.
but from the very beginning, though, Teddy fucks George up, and George just puts on a great show.
Damn.
Who am I to argue with you?
There's nothing really to add.
There's
Yeah,
nothing to add.
I appreciate it.
You covered it.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yep. Yep.
Well done.
Thank you,
All
America.
right. So you're moving on to our semifinal. Our number one contender match, if you will. I think I'm going to add a stipulation onto this one. Just based on our competitors, we're going Hell in a Cell. There's no way out once you're locked in. You win by pinfall or submission.
Or death.
We have our first president, George Washington, taking on our 26th president, Teddy the Lion Roosevelt.
All
This
right.
is a
Who we
much
got?
more interesting matchup now.
This is going to be a bloody affair.
This
Yeah.
is there may be limbs ripped off in this match. There's
This
going
is
to be
Mick
blood
Foley.
loss.
Like, this is Mick Foley. You're losing an ear. Someone's losing an ear
So,
Someone's
yeah,
losing an ear at least.
and teeth.
I definitely still see Teddy being the upper hand here, but I see
Yeah.
George being very like. See, both of them are battle worn. George I don't actually know. Teddy might. I don't know how many battles they're in, but George, he was the Revolution, so he's been around the block. But uh, it's gonna be a good fight. I don't know.
This is a
Do the
tough
wood
one.
teeth come into play?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just get his wooden teeth knocked out, and
Right? I mean, it doesn't matter if they get knocked out. I'm more thinking he uses them to his
part of the
advantage
show.
somehow.
I don't know.
Files them down
Yeah, they could be
like Jaws from.
He's got
teeth.
draws. I don't know. This is a tough one because you've got it's basically
Is there
technique
any
versus
stuff in
power.
the cage? Yeah, is it just pure wrestling inside of the cage? It's been a while.
It is. Yeah, they're pretty much the cage is up against the ring, so
Yeah,
you're trapped in there.
yeah, that's right. You have to get on the top, and you get who got thrown from the top of that
That was
thing?
Mankind got thrown from the
Mankind.
top.
Oh,
Because this is definitely something I see happening, and sadly, I see it happening to George.
you think
Another
think Teddy's
downfall of
getting
a
up there?
George by Teddy. Oh, I think Teddy would scramble his way up there like almost instantly and just start freaking like taunting
See,
Washington
that's what
up.
that's what Mankind did. He went straight to the top of the cage.
That's true.
Told Undertaker, "Come up here, bitch." And he got thrown off for his troubles.
But see, I don't see Teddy being. I don't. I feel like Mankind was more tanky. Like that sounds like a bad idea for Mankind to do. I vaguely remember him. He was nimble, but not like as nimble as.
He wasn't super nimble, yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's a Teddy nimble. Like I feel like Teddy I feel like Teddy would literally just be doing cartwheels on top of the cage while he does his taunting, right? He's so comfortable up there and he's barefoot
kidding?
and he's just like a monkey
He's
and
so
shit.
he's comfortable up there.
And then like Washington, maybe the same. I don't know Washington's training as much, right? Like I feel like he has a weird from what I understand of Teddy, he did some weird like self-training stuff and just like went and found dudes to fight so he could learn how to wrestle and box, right? Like he didn't like Washington's probably more classically trained.
He was Teddy was a sickly boy, so he wanted to make himself real strong. So he pretty much spent his entire life trying to.
He just got in fights with people, right? Didn't he like used to fuck people up in like the Oval Office or like a room next to it in like the White House or some shit? Like he had his own little wrestling area.
All those wrestling presidents did.
I know enough about Teddy to say that dude was fucking jacked and ready to go.
Brennan, he doesn't want to fuck you anymore. He wants to fuck Teddy.
Yeah,
Dude.
I know.
Yeah. But with
I'm
Washington,
not a piece of meat over here. All right, make up your mind.
I see. I see Washington following up. I see Teddy just doing his little cartwheels and shit. I see Washington throwing him off, but Teddy's like a crazy acrobat and just like grabs on at the last second.
I'm trying to hold it in, man.
The man never gets hurt.
That's like his Lincoln mode. Like he hulks out like what? He's just like hanging there from like a bar, just about to fall to his death, and he's just like Lincoln's up, just, right?
Who am I to argue with any of this?
Yeah,
It's not even a Hulk up anymore. It's the Lincoln up.
And then he doesn't even climb back the proper way. He just like does a straight like the full body up, and just like somehow enough to where his feet land flat on the cage, ready to go. Washington's just like, shit, like full on good
shaking
acting
in his boots.
Yeah.
This is quite the picture you're painting.
And then, Teddy's holding Washington over the edge at the end. But then he tells him to yield.
I love how all of that intensity comes to him just basically holding him out like he's going to yield.
Well, you would think Teddy's a man of honor. And Washington, of course, he yields because Washington's a man of honor, I imagine. And then Teddy drops the motherfucker down so he loses properly.
Oh, what a heel turn.
Because Teddy's a badass and he don't give a fuck about you. That's how Teddy fucks Washington up in the cage.
Done. All right. Teddy's moving on.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your finest hour.
Dude, I don't know what got into producer Moo over here tonight. I don't know what you're
What are
drinking
you-
over there, but you're getting
Not
all
a Teddy
jacked up on
Roosevelt,
that.
bro. I don't know. I watched a documentary on that dude or something, and it got me happy a while back. He's a,
What we
as a
can't see is that fucking
dude.
massive boner he has under there.
I know,
presidents-
right?
Well, like previous presidents are weird when you start going down that rabbit hole. Like you don't learn about the weird stuff in school. You learn about some of the history around what they did for the country or during times of war or whatever. But you don't really learn about their backstories and stuff. And most presidents are fucking weird dudes.
Yeah,
Which
you want to
it
go.
kind of makes more sense as to why politics is so weird. It just gets weirder as generations go on.
You want to go read a fun one? Go read about Andrew Jackson. Like, hey, you guys are both no.
No. There's some presidents you shouldn't read about.
Yee. All right, boys.
What's the next?
It's
I think we're
bad.
at the. Are we at the?
We've made it to
Big
the
fight.
championship match.
Here it comes.
Standard championship match rules. Disqualifications are in place. But Teddy's a heel now, so
What does that even
things
mean?
could
Like,
happen.
if I give a nut shot, I might get disqualified.
yes, you would. And also,
They have to see
champions advantage. If a champion is disqualified, they do not lose the title. But it's Honest Abe. He's not going to cheat, so it's
Right.
fine. We don't have to worry about that.
it. Did we ever
So we
get
got-
a weight? What was his weight?
Oh, I'm getting to that right now. 'Cause
Okay,
we read off
okay.
everyone else's stats. So we got Teddy. We
There
know
we go.
Teddy. Very familiar.
Yeah.
And we've got Abraham Lincoln, a member, the class of 1992 National Wrestling Hall of Fame, coming in at a height of 6'4", making him the tallest U.S. president to date. Weight of 185 pounds.
That is lanky.
He's a thin boy. He's a thin boy. He's the 16th president of these United States, a.k.a. Honest Abe. As I said before, he's wrestled over 300 people, one loss in over 12 years, and he was the Sangamon County Wrestling Champion.
That's good stats. When like he said, like over 300 fights and stuff. So
That's a lot.
that
That's a lot of experience.
wrestling.
Over like 12 years, that dude was like nonstop.
So,
see.
all right, Nostradamus, how do you see this one playing out?
I don't know. What do you think? Because I
Give
have an
him
idea.
your preliminary, and then he's just concocting it in his head.
I mean, I'm looking up some of these stuff. Dude, this is a picture of Teddy Roosevelt, like when he was young and coming up. Mm-mm. That dude looks scrappy and messed up, man. Like he looks like he's out for like some blood. So Teddy's coming in hot,
But the reach on Abe, right? He's just got
yeah.
so much reach.
Well, and he's like he's a giant. Like
He's huge.
he's not Andre the Giant. Like he's probably around the same height, but weight wise,
Picked a man up by his neck,
That
shook
is
him like
true.
a rag doll.
He's 185 pounds of pure chaos and rage. That's all he is, man. Like,
You know
how do you see that
185 is, though?
coming?
That 185 is not a lot of weight. It makes it's very
He picked
hard.
up. Oh, he ain't picking up Teddy though. Let's just be real about that. He's
I don't
not
think
grabbing
he's
Teddy by the
ever
neck and
picking-
swinging him around.
Teddy would probably let him do it for fun, just to see what like
His
how
forearm
well
would snap
whatever.
off.
True.
But you guys remember when
is-
Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 3 picked up Andre the Giant, slammed him down before that big leg drop?
I actually do remember that. It was quite
happen.
amazing.
Fair. That's
I'm
fair.
surprised. Yeah, Andre.
Anything can happen in wrestling.
Damn right it can.
Which that's why I think that
I could overrule all this at the end.
It's true.
I
That's
think
true.
Teddy. No, I
That's
mean
not how
I
I
think
would book this.
I think this would be the best fight. This probably would have been that. Like, I think if this was in the cage, this would have been the Teddy's definitely would have maybe bit off more than he could chew on that. But
So-
just a straight up fight.
So what if we have a situation where everything is looking Teddy, like everything is looking up his way, like he is just taking it to. He's taking it to
the-
Honest Abe over here, right?
You're describing the classic wrestling formula.
Exactly. So he's just taking it to him, but out of nowhere, two salty ass Big Wills and George Washingtons just want to just fight more, so they get into the ring and they just start beating the crap out of each other. And then you have Abe and Teddy over here just super confused, right? They're just watching this like, where did these guys come from? And then out of the just top rope, just the rafters, HW comes flying in, takes out both George. He takes out Abe and Teddy at the same time. Boom! They're down to the ground. The other two mongrels leave because they were just there for a distraction, and George HW wins.
That sounds pretty epic.
He cashed in.
He cashed in.
Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Can that happen in a championship?
It just did.
Yeah.
That just happened.
Seth Rollins did it he cashed in a Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match and won.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Title at WrestleMania.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's plausible. It sounds hella. I like the Flying Eagle. Like
that's his finishing move, the Flying Eagle.
The Flying Eagle from the rafters. Nobody sees coming. He enlisted the help of these other two. He's got George Washington and Big Will over there being a distraction, and he just wants it all for himself. So he just jumps out of the rafters, takes both Abe and Teddy out, and he's the last man standing.
I like this.
I'm a fan of this.
So just when you think we're going left, we go hard right.
Can I steal some of that and throw you something a little different?
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I'm still picturing it because I like the Flying Eagle. I still want him coming in hot because the Flying Eagle, he got taken out by Teddy, right?
I love the Flying Eagle.
The Flying Eagle.
Want him coming in hot.
Yeah.
So Flying Eagle, he's got a debt to pay for the one fight he fought, and he just got, he did well, but he got wrecked and didn't really have a chance. So I do like your tactic. Flying Eagle's up in the rafters.
Yep. Waiting
and ready. But I don't think the others are coming out necessarily. Who did he just beat? Because he would have the other
Teddy? He just beat George Washington.
Oh yeah, the other George. So then Washington would totally be coming back.
It's the Georges have formed like an alliance, a loose alliance.
I feel like that, right? But I feel like they might be able to get what's his face, the 300-pound one.
Taft.
Big Will.
Taft.
Will.
I feel like they would. I don't know why, but in this.
Also, I didn't want to use his other nickname because I didn't want to sway you guys either way. But his more common nickname was Big Lub.
Sounds right.
I like that.
All right. Well, Big Lub. I feel like Big Lub would also be a big dum dum, so he would be easily swayed to help the Georges, right? So we get Big Lub, we have Abe, we have Teddy, and they're wrestling. And they're actually wrestling, right? You got Abe. He's doing like the weird thing where he's holding Teddy back with the head. And Teddy's doing that. Teddy really just wants to go, but Teddy can't because Abe's just holding him back. Abe's surprisingly strong for that really scrawny, lanky, tall figure. So he's able to hold him back good. So things are going on, and every once in a while he just throws in a slap just to kind of taunt him and just hold him back.
Okay.
All right. And then, eventually he has got to let go. But this little Teddy's getting a little too hot-headed there. That's his weakness. Nobody's really played into it before. When Teddy gets going, it's like he's like a bull seeing red, dude. He just right. So he lets go. Teddy then just like goes into the freaking rails. He like clotheslines himself on the what are those things called?
The barricade, the ropes,
ropes. Yeah, there you go. So he clotheslines himself.
What are those things called?
Right. But it's Teddy, so it doesn't do too much. It just makes him more infuriated. So he's getting even more frustrated, more enraged. Is that a good thing? Probably not. And there's just Abe. He's chilling. I feel like he's wearing the hat in this fight for some reason.
Oh damn!
I mean,
the hat's there.
I feel like the hat would be there just because I picture him wearing the Andre the Giant like standard wrestling
the unitard.
Yeah, the standard unitard, but
singlet.
His is the singlet, but his is super like
Is it
spaghetti, like
like a
super thin, like
okay?
like basketball shirts when they get like they're just too far in and they're
Yeah.
basically the chest is sticking out the whole time. It's that thin type of thing. It's
Okay.
almost like beach attire, right? Uh, so I'm picturing that with the hat, and he's just kind of sitting there chilling, probably writing the next like Emancipation Proclamation, doing whatever he does. He loves writing. He likes words, so he's chilling,
He
just
does.
in his corner, while Teddy's actually just revving up and just getting more angry. So then, next thing you know, where's Teddy? Oh shoot! Abe wasn't paying attention. It's arrogant motherfucker, right? Where the fuck did Teddy go? I don't know. Next thing you know, Teddy just flies out from the crowd, dude. I don't even know how he got in the crowd, but Teddy, like a magician, was in the crowd, jumps out of the crowd, gets onto Abe, gets Abe in a headlock, right? Then Abe picks up Teddy, body slams him on the ground. I don't
Yes.
know, right? Teddy's like, ah, and then he scrabbles back up. Then he climbs up Abe, and then he gets back on Abe's back, like a little freaking spider monkey. Gets his arms around Abe, right? He's got Abe in a headlock. Next thing you know, this is when Big Boy comes out. What's his
Big
fucking
boy.
Big
yeah,
Lub.
Big Lub, yeah. Big Lub comes right. He rolls his little fat ass into the ring while Spider Monkey's over on Abe, right? And then next thing you know,
Where's the
Abe
ref?
gets the ref doesn't give a fuck. Ref doesn't know how to stop it. He's trying to make things stop, but it's just going, buddy. Like what
The
you've
ref
seen
got
this happen
tossed. He got
before. The
thrown out
ref
the
is
Ref
car.
got
just the ref.
tossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say Big Lub as he's coming in, just literally grabs ref and
Tosses
right
him.
into the back, right?
Gone.
Okay.
Ragdolled.
Bye bye ref. He's just on the he's doing the like on the ground. You got like the announcers are even running to the ref like, oh my god, what's going on? And you're hearing them chatter while there's all this craziness going on in the ring. So Spider Monkey's on Abe. Big Lub's in the ring. Abe runs back into Big Lub, smashes Spider Monkey against Big Lub. Spider Monkey just can't handle it because Big Lub's a fat ass wall, and Abe's huge. So you get a Spider Monkey splat against Big Lub, falls face first onto the mat. Big Lub's now into the ring. Abe goes back to his corner because he's an arrogant dickbag, right? I don't know. I
The
don't know if he's
character
a heel.
development is
Right.
incredible.
It's there, man.
So now, but Big Lub has his moment to be something other than Big Lub,
Who's the
right?
baby face in this match?
The big I feel like it might be George or the Eagle.
It is the
HW.
Eagle.
Yeah,
It's HW.
HW. Yeah,
He's the only baby
and
face in the whole company.
he's also the youngest of all of them, so easily. So we got Big Lub now. He's got a Teddy. Teddy's a little bit razzled, right? Like he's been getting really frustrated. He just got beat again. Like everything he's doing is not working.
Just taking L's.
I mean, he's also getting double teamed right now by like a 300-pound dude and like a massive giant guy who's not very heavy, but whatever. Uh, but Big Love's over here. He's basically like Hulk smashing, like Loki, right? With freaking
Puny God. That one.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Not quite, but you get the idea. He's kind of tossing him around because Roosevelt just doesn't really know what's going on right now. Kind of championship match really went off the rails. Not really what he was expecting. So he's adapting, right? He's like, I fought a bear once. I can do this. So next thing you know, he spider monkeys onto Big Lub. Big Lub doesn't know what to do. He can't even wash his own back. He's just like, ah. So what did Big Lub do? Well, Big Lub falls on his back. What does Theodore do? He rolls off right before his Big Lub smashes, and Big Lub hits his head on the mat, and Big Lub's out, and just kind of there on the mat, and that makes
Okay.
Spider Monkey Roosevelt rolls out, and he gets up, sees Abe fucking sipping tea over there, doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. I don't know, Abe's the champ, dude. He's being an arrogant dick, and he has all these other people like at his beckon. Finally gets back into the fight. It's going okay. This goes into a standard grapple. They're doing like they want to grab, but obviously
The test of strength.
Yeah, it's just they're locked. But Theodore gets the upper hand, puts Abe down. Abe, I don't see him very good on the ground, other than if he's in the advantage. I don't see him good on his back, right? So I see Theodore very quickly, if puts him on the mat on his back, very quickly gets on top. Somehow the ref is woken up. I don't know, but he try. Theodore goes for the count. He gets a quick one. He's not that tired. Remember, he's just been dicking around, drank some fucking Earl Grey earlier, so he's awake. He's ready to go. Theodore gives him a little slap while he's on the ground. Goes again. He gets a 2. That's just because Abe's a little dazed. Then Abe kicks out. He rolls away. They break it. The ref breaks it up. We're good to go. Big Lub's still chilling on the mat. They can't really do too much about him. Like, you can't just push 300 pounds off the mat real easy. So, whatever. So we got the ref back. Everybody's scrapping, blah, blah, blah. Then...
This is incredible.
This is really good.
Yeah, it's going to be really long. But, I'm just picturing... Actually, no, we're going back to the count, right? Because we're going to go to the 2 count. It looked like after the little scrap it's going to happen, but that's when we need the Georges to come in, because I do want the Georges there. The Georges have to they have to seek their revenge. I don't see HW being the winner. I still see Abe coming out in the end, but I see that because all the former presidents band together to make sure that Abe still comes out on top. But at the same time, I think Abe will be the ultimate winner on his own. These guys are all just kind of tiring out Theodore to make the match a little more even. The dude's too wily. You gotta kind of, he's kind of like Homer Simpson. You gotta beat him down a lot before you could really get to him. So so we got Washington runs in right before the 3 count happens, knocks him off, just like shoulder checks him, does whatever. So now you got Abe and Washington fighting with the little squirrely ass fucking Roosevelt. And surprisingly well. I don't know. It'd be like a really good match, back and forth. One would go in, Roosevelt would either toss him or Lincoln would grab him, throw him into the ropes. He'd bounce back. George would do like the flying cake into him, do crazy stuff. We'd have a really fun dance for a while. And then next, somehow George is gonna get fucked up. Like, I feel
Washington?
Like yeah. Well, because like I said, I'm giving you the ending here, right? Like, Abe is going to be until the end. This whole thing is set up because it's the championship fight. I want Theodore and Abe to be the ultimate spectacle. But a lot of shit happens in between. So, I think maybe, like, we'll say Theodore, he walks the ropes, he gets on top at some point after, like, a little scuffle, and, Abe is down and Washington's down, and I don't know, what's a cool rope move? He does, like, a freaking flying spider front flip. And just like takes George out, right? And George is too effed up to keep going, so he rolls off the mat. Kind of how they do. Like they
they roll out.
Up.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, I can't keep going. I'm done. So they roll off the mat, and then he looks all like super like surly and I don't like that you beat me, but I'm gonna just walk away. Gets like sad music played in the background or whatever. But then, because we still have Abe on the ground, right?
This is too good.
Like, Abe's still on the ground. Abe got like effed up. He's kind of rolling around. He's not out, but he's he's effed up. And ref is kind of letting things fly at this point. I think he just don't want to get fucked up and thrown out of the ring again. Just saving himself
again.
Well, yeah, Big fucking Lub took him out right before he got in the ring. But yeah, so Abe's out. Theodore's coming in. Theodore's looking pretty beat up too. Definitely lots of blood. Right, he's gotten his shit kicked out of him, but at the same time, he's a tank. The dude just keeps going, so he's going in, and then this is when the Flying Eagle just fucking out of nowhere just soars.
The Flying Eagle out of nowhere.
Like, you don't if you're sitting in the crowd, you don't even know how they figured out how to make. Yeah, the dude literally, you wouldn't even know that there's a rope hang. Like, he flew.
There's no rope.
Yeah, there is no rope. The dude soared out of the sky, just flying eagled, and just puts it under him. But at the same time, he breaks his shoulder because he's George. He's a little fragile, but it's okay. Because
that George W. It's George H.W.
No, even George H.W. He's badass stats, but he looks a little bit fragile, so it is what it is. But plus, you got to think, you're going like 40 miles an hour into like this tiny little tank that's like just made out of solid steel. You get fucked up. So George throws his shoulder. So he rolls out, looks all surly and sad face, like, "Oh no, I hurt myself on you. It's your fault." Ugh. Right? But now at this point, that that hit from George though, it really fucked up Teddy. So at this point, we got the like crawl. You know, Abe's kind of like got enough going. Teddy's like Teddy would have gotten the win knocked out of him easy. So at least at this point, I think Abe could fucking put his long fucking ass on top of Teddy, and the ref runs in, and we get that 3 count. I think it's called just sheer will of, you know,
There we go.
completely beating down Teddy until he was too tired to continue.
There we go. What do you got,
Get it.
Brennan?
I still think
You wanna crack at this?
What am I supposed to say? I can't follow that up. No, I'm not doing it. I gave the 90-second version.
Yeah,
Producer Moo just took you on a
He just
just
took
saw
us
the
on.
division.
He just literally did the entire championship, play by play.
So good.
that was
I don't know. I
really impressed.
Yeah,
I still imagined all of yours, Brendan. I just imagined it a little differently.
I would say in a lot, much more fine detail, sir. I was like, "Here's a 3-sentence plot," and you're like, "I got the episode written."
Hey, Matt figured it out, dude. You bring some theory crafting my way, and you can get me going.
That's it. I just had to paint the
I don't
picture.
even know. I don't even know that much about wrestling or these presidents, for that matter. It's
Oh,
probably
really,
all
this
stuff
guy?
like a bunch of nonsense. But
Got a freaking theory boner.
oh
right.
yeah, just do theory crafty. But yeah,
Ooh.
no, that was fun. Abe wins mostly because he's Abe. He's you know,
Just better.
He's got the name.
he knows how to make some friends. You know, he's got the name. He goes into the championship already the champion, so he was already pretty high up.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not my fault that Teddy made some enemies along the way. He could have fought. He could have fought cleaner.
Yeah.
Think about that. He dropped
Yeah.
George
Sure.
from the cage after George submitted.
That's true.
So
He had it coming.
yeah, Teddy just
Did it to
had
yourself.
coming.
I hope WWE doesn't steal Producer Moo away from us.
I know. After that, they're about to get a new director over there.
I'd
Yeah.
be more curious about watching the like next president's fight in like a year or two after they hear this.
I look forward to that too.
Yeah,
I do.
we'll do the modern era.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
Brock
Oh.
Lesnar is like, we gotta actually make each like wrestler play the specifics. So like Brock Lesnar would be like Teddy Roosevelt, right?
So they're just gonna dress up as him.
Yeah, or like pretend to be like, you know, have like their stats.
I like
Okay.
it.
Okay.
We'll
I
save
see what
that
you're
for a
doing.
different one, but yeah.
Okay.
I like
Abe
that.
Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln, dude.
Abe
Champion.
Lincoln, wrestler, vampire hunter.
That's also, we need to explore that.
Oh, I fucking love that.
Let's,
Don't get me
hey,
started.
another episode, another time,
Don't get me started.
another time.
It's so not the movie, the book. Book's so good. I'm gonna buy it right now. I'm gonna buy it right now.
Do
I'm gonna
it.
do it.
You got to do your
We'll do
research.
Yeah. Anyway, that was it. That was Abe Lincoln.
That was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, John.
Well
this
done,
is-
Producer Moo.
you're-
He's
Thank
on
you.
fire.
yeah, you did
I
this. You
enjoyed-
carried this one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the theory crafting. I appreciate you listening.
Yeah. Well done.
Now, if I can animate that,
Could you?
I hope you
imagine?
do.
Could you
I just want to
imagine
see the,
seeing that?
I just want to see the flying eagle.
I want to know what that
I'm
looks
gonna
like.
Figure out something like that. There's got to be a picture of HW doing a skydive or something that I can manipulate.
Yeah, I saw one earlier. We're good.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll make
See-
that happen.
This is fine. We can do this. All right. Let me close it out here. One final presidential stat. If you guys didn't know, Abe Lincoln is in fact better than all of us because he can run faster, jump higher, and frolic harder.
Okay, bye.
Can I say bye?